And hello, good evening, CKL. We are live with a primetime match for Division Two. We have the University of Alabama versus the University of Georgia tonight. This is a incredibly important match for both of these teams for a lot of reasons. Right now, Bama is 4-5, and so is UGA. The winner of this match will make playoffs. And UGA's got the momentum. They started didn't have the greatest start to their season, had a couple of rough losses, but they've been bringing it back. Both their matches tonight they've won, and Bama is now 0-2 for the night. So the winner of this is going to get in. This is very exciting. And also, I am Air Hockey. I am joined tonight with my co-caster Shadow. Shadow, how are you doing?
I am doing pretty well, pretty excited to cast this absolutely stacked rivalry of a primetime match.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, I am too. There's a lot to talk about here. There's some history. I believe Bama and Georgia. This isn't even their first time being in D2 together. We had the same thing happen last fall, and both of these teams have gotten a lot different since then. I think every single player on Bama has gotten far better, and the same with UGA. But the headline obviously is that like UGA now has Spoon back, who they didn't have for fall. So very different match for both teams, I'm sure.
Definitely.
You got any other thoughts going into the match today? What
Well,
what what are you going to be looking out
obvious.
for?
Well, here we are with the lineups. We have pretty stacked all around from both. On Bama's side, we've got uh, Bradjo and Jay, Jetpack, Positivity, Reform, and Sales. And then going over to University of Georgia, we have Dude, Dynamo, Luxatone, Spoon, Stingray, and Taka. And I think these are pretty strong lineups from both teams, and especially since they're fighting for a playoff spot, this makes things all the more interesting.
Yeah, this is pretty much both teams' top lineups. Like, I don't really think. I don't think either team, if they lose at the end of the day, can go and say, oh, like it was just lineup strength. Like, if we'd had our best fifth and sixth, we could have won. This is pretty much both teams firing on all cylinders.
Definitely. And on both sides, we have people who are in MKU teams as well. I know Brad is on Burger Squad. We have Jay, who's on MK University, Sales, who's also on Burger Squad, and we have Dynamo, who's on Vespertine, Luxatone, and Stingray, who are on Dark Matter. Shout out. And then Spoon, who's on Solar Storm. So we know we already have some strong players right off the bat.
And yet, none of this mentions like Taka isn't on an MKU team, but is a very active player. I believe very active in Lounge as well.
Yeah,
Has peaked at I believe Silver 2 before as well. There is so many strong players in this lobby.
definitely. It's going to be a tight match because this determines a lot of things.
I do think, especially knowing how a couple of the players on Bama and Georgia work, just from kind of my own personal experience, I do think there is going to be some level of maybe not track dependency, but I think we're probably going to see a lot of big races here. Like, if Bama can get some of these tracks that all of their players know how to drive, they'll have huge races. Like Jay is like a D1 Mario Kart Wii player, has a lot of experience with Mario Kart 8 on for the Wii U as well. So any Bama track that Jay knows how to drive really well, he can probably be up there with some of the best players in his lobby. And the same thing for Georgia, like Spoon, I mean, has tech named after him on Piranha Plant Cove. We saw it in
Yeah,
another D2 match earlier this season. Stingray has US tops on Squeaky Clean Sprint. There's a lot of tracks right here where one player can really shine. And so I think if they can get these tracks, that's how you're going to see this momentum start. And if you can get some momentum, like even if it's a plus 30, plus 40, plus 50 lead, if you can make that happen a couple of races in, you can just kind of run away with that and win the match just off that.
definitely. And we also know either of these teams are pretty skilled at, pulling off a good old upset. So even if coming into it we get like a 30, 40 point lead, if they exhaust their tracks right away, it's kind of every man for themselves near the end and can quick end up with a um a turnaround.
Right, absolutely. And I think that is going to be about it. Yeah, we see now we're coming into the room. We will be getting started with this match in any minute.
And I believe the POVs we have, I know for sure we have, as we see, UGA Ray's, and I believe we also have Bama Brad's point of view. And oh, there are 12 in room. There's a guy hiding behind the icon. So probably gonna get ready to start any minute here.
All right, looks like we probably have a little bit more time before we get started. Um, we can just really quickly go over some of the other results both these teams have had tonight. So I
Mhm.
briefly mentioned at the start. I'll kind of loop back around to that. So Georgia going into tonight was, I believe, 2-5. Um, since then, they have had their 2 wins tonight. They beat the University of Western Ontario by 56, and then beat the Rochester Institute of Technology by 110, which put them at 4-5. Even I think actually tipping over their point differential into about a plus 50 after some pretty big losses early on. Bama, I believe, started the night 3-3
4
or
and 3.
4-3. Yes, Bama started the night 4-3. Um, they this is but these first 2 matches this week are some of their toughest. Their first match was against ASU, who I believe they lost to. As everyone in D2 has, ASU I believe is more than likely going to be ending the regular season 10-0, and then lost to UNI Panthers. I am unsure by how much, but that is where things stand, and that is how we go from 4-3 and 2-5 to both teams at 4-5. And we're seeing now the room has started. We're looking at UGA's track pick, which is going to be DK Mountain from UGA and Wild Woods from Bama.
Makes sense because from what I could see, it seems like Bama was the host. So picking a runner like Wildwoods off the bat, I know that's a pretty strong front presence track. I don't know what UGA has behind those spots, but seeing as they don't have first place, DKM is a pretty solid pick. And we're going to
Yeah.
Wildwoods off the bat, getting that runner in there.
Very good pick, especially for Sales, who I do know after winning the D1 NOC free for all did choose Wildwoods to be his banner. This track is, I know, a favorite of Sales, and it looks like Bama's got a top 4 to start off, so very strong running
Wow,
position going into this race.
definitely. Looks like Bama is red. Or nope, that's also Spoon on the red Birdo. And we are off. Oh, Ray instantly hit out. That's really unfortunate.
Just so quickly how I was able to both break into those tops and then immediately fall out of it, falling a really nasty trail plus falling off the track. Is pulling from
Yeah,
shrooms, which maybe isn't the best thing to have on Wildwoods. You kind of need a dodge. There's not many huge shortcuts you can catch up with.
but being put in the back right in the beginning kind of makes your decision making fairly easy as you want to stay back and get your money up, which as we see, Ray is doing an excellent job of. And here we are over with Bama Brad in the front.
Yeah, right now it looks like Bama's got 1-3-4. Their only job right now is just taking Taka out. Looks like they have somebody in the back as well. So they can breathe a little bit with bagging, and a Rang could be just a tool to do it with
Yeah,
if he
that
can hit
rang is
Taka out
deadly.
here.
Oh,
And
and
he
there it
connects on the
connects.
third one. I
Doesn't
do
break
think,
the
and the
red though,
trail's still
and
there.
there it
Yep.
goes. Oh, getting hit again, getting a combo from some sort of trail.
But like we said with Ray earlier, being put in the back, you do still have things you can do. Your race isn't over. There's still shock. There's still blues. There's still so many tools you can get back here. And it looks like just even evening the odds for that. Sales is still in 1. Someone else from Bama, I think, is up in 2 or 3 there. That alone can make this a great race for Bama if the middle spots are all split.
Definitely. And it looks like I believe that's more than likely Luxatone all the way in the back. And then looks like Bama is 10-11. Sale or Brad squeezing into Ace now with that golden. Gotta be wary of that plant. That can be scary until it runs out.
Yeah, having triple shrooms here for the end is nice. A dodge is probably better because with so little track left, there isn't much triple shrooms can do for you. Looks like Brad is going to finish this race in 7th. And we see, yeah, Ray recovered to 5th after getting kind of
Oh,
obliterated at the
UGA
start of the
top
race.
3. Oh, that was Dude in the back. Very strong start from UGA.
Especially getting that top 3, I think it was a top 3 5, I wanna say, on one of Bama's
Yeah,
tracks too is so powerful.
they really snuck up in there. I mean, they were everyone was basically red, so it was a little hard to tell who was actually in the tops or not. But
Right, right.
they
I don't know
they
if this
definitely snuck up
is
there.
I will say, I don't know if this is kinda where I find out, like, a personal experience isn't true for anyone else in the world, but I feel like for me, at least, whenever I'm on the other team's track pick, I usually expect a race to be a max of, like, plus 10 to 15. So I know if I'm Georgia, getting a plus 18 on probably one of Bama's best tracks, I'm in an incredibly good mood right now. Like the vibes are up. You've just won
Definitely.
twice, starting your third match in the lead.
Especially on a runner like that. Like, if like a track like Rome, for example, we can see, spots switch up and UGA sneak in there, but on a runner where you're expected to hold, getting sneaking in there for a plus 18 is a huge thing to do.
Right. And it's not like Wild Woods is like an impossible runner to catch up on. Like there is a spot to
Mhm.
stream up at. There are ways you can come back. Like drafts obviously are going to be the biggest way. But getting a plus 18 after Bama has top 4 to start is very good.
Definitely. And now here we are on Rome to yet another Bama track pick. Starting off with a shroom, which is very good for this cut up here. And actually, you might even, yep, there's two shrooms. More
I
than likely,
definitely
we're
agree
gonna.
with this track pick by Bama. You're already seeing multiple Bama players getting him to the tops. Brad
Mhm.
here, and I think second with another shroom for this next cut, is bumping into the wall a little bit, which isn't great, but able to recover very well. See so many shrooms up here in the mid pack. Looks like a lot of them were from Bama as well.
Yeah, oh, some greens there. Those can be okay. They broke, and looks like pack is pretty tight. Oh, someone getting sniped out there by Brad.
It was a nice green snipe, yeah, and it looks like kind of as spots are settling. I believe Bama is on a mixture of white and red Yoshi, so it does look like it's Bama 1 right now. Bama top 4 potentially, actually, with
Well,
a
here we
lot
are
of
with
UJL behind. Did look like it was an unfortunate team kill with that red there.
yeah. Here we have a Spoon's POV sneaking into the fifth place. But it does look like, as you said, that Bama. Oh my gosh, that bomb! Looks like Spoon managed to avoid it, pulling defense for that red. Oh, and sniping. I believe that was Brad.
Another nasty green snipe. Yeah, already turning that top 4 and now turning into a top 2. Spoon's going to chain these greens here, getting more greens for it, and there's a green bouncing up. Sales, I think, is going to be safe from that.
Mm-hmm.
Spoon
Yeah, it
is a
looks like
little low on
Spoon.
coins, though. I don't know if he can catch up and make something happen. Like,
Yeah,
trip
it
greens
looks like
honestly
he's.
might not be the move here.
Oh, I'm guessing that was UGA's shock,
That had
seeing
to
as
be a
how
Georgia shock. There's no
as
way.
how he was shocked perfectly into set. That red was chained well too. Ooh, unfortunate team K TK with Taka there. Oh, and the blue. What a
Last
perfect
second
pull.
blue is so good there.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with
Fire
that
rang
rank
in
pull,
second.
that's gonna lock in probably. Not with the
Oh,
trail
the
though at the last second.
trail.
Oh my god. Spoon falling
Honestly,
all the way to
really good
8th.
play.
That is an incredible trail by I think that was positivity from
Dynamo
Bama.
sneaking in there and getting first. So 1-4 from UGA, getting a 2-3 in there for Bama.
Really nice recovery from Bama, especially after losing their top 4 and getting target shocked right after the final set. But still, UGA is still getting a 1-4-6 with a couple mid spots as well. Gonna help add a little bit more to that lead. Looking like
Definitely. And looks
we're going
like
from a plus 18 to I believe plus 26. So another 8-point gain from Georgia. A little bit muted compared to the last one, but still very much a gain.
yeah, it looks like they're opting to go Maple Treeway, which is a pretty solid runner. I'd say it definitely isn't like one of those runners where you can kind of just like go and don't really have to worry, but I think for 1-4 it works really well here. I'm looking
Yeah,
like if Bama's opting to pick
Amsterdam
Amsterdam,
pick
yeah.
definitely another good choice as well. You know, if the other team's got one and not much behind it, you want to pick an anti one. So good picks by both teams, I think. And Georgia getting the Maple Treeway pick as well, very solid.
Yeah, them finally getting a track pick. I mean, it's only the third race, but looking like Luxatone DC'd. Unfortunate, but it didn't seem to hold them back too much.
That looked like it was a DC after the race ended. Yeah, I don't think it had
Hmm.
actually affected that Rome race.
Now we're gonna see if UGA are gonna be able to hold these tops on Maple.
Yeah, I'm curious how, like, seeing a longer track, especially considering Rome is a little bit unique for this game, just being a city track. And Wildwood's also being a little bit on the shorter end. Having a bit of a
That
longer
girl,
track here, definitely, I feel
that
like, sort of flattens out any opportunity for luck to matter.
definitely. That ground stream was so perfectly placed for Spoon, and now he's kind of just in one with double defense, which is huge at the beginning of a race. Looks like a lot of Bama is. Oh no, that's Taka up there. Looks like UGA are 1-3 right now. Oh, backing Taka though. Unfortunate.
I don't hate the play. I think having
Oh,
double
me
red
neither.
specifically in first is really nice. I probably would have held on to those, but I do think it. I think it was you got. I mean, you got to take the shot sometimes, right? And I think taking it
Mm-hmm.
early when there was time to recover is probably the better move. Blue coming out here is a little unfortunate. Spoon is going to get hit right before the cannon, which helps mitigate the damage a little bit. It does
It
look like
looks like
Bama's now snuck into some tops.
yeah, looks like they're about top 3 with
Not
that
quite
Rang
sure who's in
being
front.
scary. Ooh, missing the set. And those triple nanos kind of just wall Spoon out. And here we are with Brad hanging a little bit more in the back. Ooh, and
There
the
and
shot.
there's shock, yeah. Doesn't
I'm
look like
guessing
any.
that was
Okay, looks like Ray had a dodge in I think 10th,
looks
which
like it
dodging
was
in that low of a
UGA.
spot isn't bad. I mean, you never don't want to dodge, but if that's your only dodge that far back isn't great. I think that might have gotten some of the tops on the glider, but I think
Mm-hmm.
so many of the tops were getting hit by glider anyway that it doesn't really have the full impact that it could. We still very much
Definitely.
could see a second shock this race. You know, like we're just hitting lap 3 of a very
Yeah,
long
I'm
track.
for sure, especially with the cannon set.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
So
we're
I
already
don't think
seeing it sells us through that cannon. Most people are gonna be getting item boxes after the cannon.
yeah, Ray opting to trail here, honestly a very good play with everyone right behind him. Reform kind of
The
walling
Rang
him
is
out with that
really
red.
scary.
Oh, the blue though. And that yeah, that gives Ray room to oh, that green, oh, and the fire.
That
He has somehow dodging both of them. Oh, that green is back for vengeance.
again.
Oh, oh, okay. I don't know
Oh
how
my,
he's sitting in the track there.
how?
Did we
Oh,
see
he
him
can't
try
even
to
clip
clip
it.
it?
He can't even clip it.
Oh,
No.
Ray. It's okay, Ray, just go. We see, even though that
He's gotta
was
clip it.
Ray seemed to be Bama's one singular dodge, or not Bama, UGA's dodge, and even dodging that far in the back, we still see him get right up into first with the top 2.
Does look like Bama managed to pull up a lot of mid spots, but they did get bottom 2 there, which is gonna kind of end up making it a pretty good race for Georgia. Probably somewhere around the +8 to +20 range. I'd guess probably closer to like a 12. I think that was exactly a +10, actually. Yeah. Yeah, Georgia's been doing good. We're seeing it's kind of slowly starting to creep away a little bit. I know Laps is very specifically a Bama track. I think this is one that Jay in particular really likes.
Mm-hmm. And here we see Ray in first, therefore squeaky clean sprint. That is certainly a tradition. Looking like we're going to LA laps though.
Yeah, we are seeing not gonna quite get it yet. I think, and it's only +36. You know, Bama can take the lead from this race. And I know for a fact LA Laps is a track Bama is pretty practiced on. They all tend to like it. I know Jay in particular likes it.
I will report that we got the clip for Ray. He doesn't have to worry.
And that's what really matters at the end of the day.
Exactly. Ray managing to keep this first for now, but with a track like LA, with that, yep, and there are the shrooms. Though getting overpassed so quickly, he might be able to pull a shroom to the cut right here. Nope.
Yeah, getting a red instead, and then you see already falling down, especially after running into that
Ooh,
crab, already falling down to 11.
those darn crabs. And here we are with Spoon up here. It looks like Bama with a top 4, or not top 4, top 3. Ooh, a bomb
That bomb is kind of scary.
right in the
Does
middle.
avoid it well. And another
Oh, and
bomb being trailed by
fails
Sales
trailing
too.
one. Oh god. Oh, and there goes Taka. Oh, and
And the
Spoon getting
green
green snipe.
too.
That's unfortunate. Yeah,
The one
UJA
consolation though, Laps is kind of a bagger, so this isn't the worst thing in the world for them.
definitely. It looks like Luxatone and Dynamo are up there in like a 4-5. Looking like Spoon getting redded out though, which is unfortunate, but opting to stop.
I don't know if Bama has anybody in the bottom four right now though. Like, I think they might be giving Georgia full shock odds, which maybe this is just what Bama does on this track and it works for them. But
Yeah, we did see Jet
it's
just billing up there, but
okay. Yeah, so they had one person, but I think now they might have full odds. It's
mhm.
incredibly risky. I mean, if it works, they call it that nobody's gonna get it, then it's great for them. We're seeing, yeah,
Yeah,
Brad doing
and
a really nice job just kind of driving forward here. Doesn't have a ton of work to do, especially with the gap they've built. They've got top
yeah, at
three, I think.
least top 3, yeah. We're
I see
gonna
a couple
see if
people in
there's
dodges, but one of those is a Bama player. I don't know if there's shock, and I think Bama just
yeah, I
gets
don't
top three here.
ooh,
Blue's coming
unfortunate
out. It's
late
gonna be too
blue
late.
kill.
It's not gonna matter. Yeah, that's a top three for Bama at least.
Yeah, very solid comeback.
It's absolutely a great way to just shut down the momentum UJ had there with, yeah, top three, 5, 10, 12. Gonna be a really solid race for Bama that should be about, I want to say plus 16 to plus 20 for them.
Yeah, that is a huge way to just get right back in the game. Usually I did get some solid mid spots, but that top 3 is very solid. And opting to pick Moonview Highway as a runner, I don't really see that very often. I kind of like it.
Yeah, Moonview definitely is a runner, but I personally, I feel like I've never really seen it as a runner that's like an option for me to play. So I'm happy to see it. I love to see all different kinds of tracks getting played.
Agreed.
It
I
just
like
it
the
wouldn't be my first choice, but it's I don't
I
know
feel
how
like
much room I have to talk as the
I
resident water
feel
park
like
enjoyer.
Moonview Yeah, I feel like Moonview is one of those tracks where kinda just, like, shit or stuff happens, and it kinda just you either laugh or you get mad, and you have to take it one way or the other.
Yeah, I think of these two, I don't really know who the laughing team is because versus the getting mad team.
Honestly, yeah,
There's
I don't
and
know.
that's the question as we enter the second Grand Prix of this race. That's a question you got to ask yourself: Are you a laughing team or a get mad team? For everyone
For
in the chat today, really think about that. See,
are we gonna
Brad
see
getting really
anyone
nice
hit the
high of
bottom
shroom pull
car?
too. Nobody driving into
Yeah,
the bomb car.
a little
Looks like,
sad.
yeah, this track it can get kind of weird, especially with so many people like lag running into cars, generating just a ton of extra coins. That's our first green snipe on a bomb car of the race.
Yep, already starting off strong. Bama holding this top 3, potentially yep,
Top
top
four,
4, maybe
top
even a top
five.
5? Oh, wow. Brad
This is
opting to just
just there's
back
just a
that.
lot of stuff that goes on this track always, and things just kind of happen. Like with so many boost panels, certain things just matter so much more or don't matter at all.
Mhm,
Like any track in this game where max speed is the world record is going to be a little bit weird, and I think this race will probably end up showing it. And that
definitely.
could be in the sense of just, oh, Spooner getting into a car probably doesn't help, but that could just be in the sense of
Yeah,
Bama holding a top four, top five for the entire race. It could manifest in a lot of different ways.
I think UGA might have full or close to full odds here, and they're definitely gonna need
Yeah,
a
blue's out.
stock in order to
This is
turn
the
things ar
best place you can blue right now. You know, like I think that's sales
Yeah,
up in one. I think he did. Looks like he canceled it on a car actually. Yeah, so that will mitigate the damage a lot. Gonna get rid of a lot of that stun time. But you are
definitely.
still
We
getting
see
blue, losing
Ray
coins.
sneaking up here. Ooh, oh my gosh, that car.
Flying Fire and third gonna
Yeah,
throw it up.
maybe ooh,
Positivity
barely
just
missing
dodging
Brad
it.
or Posy.
And now you kind of run into the problem if there's not really much Ray can do here. Even if he could hit 2 green snipes and manage to catch up with the plant, I don't know how much damage it would do. Just
Yeah.
because there's so many boost panels everywhere. Looks like that's gonna lock in a top two at least for Bama.
Oh, in the
Especially getting
back.
oh, I think that did allow Jetpack to come up and take third at the last second too. That back
That
did matter.
yeah. They did get 4, 5, 6, 7, which is very solid.
Yeah, it's not gonna be as big as it could be, but it is definitely gonna. It'll definitely help. You know, like I think especially Bama getting that good race when they did, like just kind of stopping that momentum. Yeah, only down 8 points now. Like I feel like once if you're in a war, you get like 4 negative races in a row, especially when you're not in the lead. That's kind of really when it starts to take a toll on you. So I think shutting that down when they
Definitely.
did is really good because I think that's
For
probably your
sure.
last chance to get a good win in before momentum kind of starts like turning against you.
Yeah, and only up 8. As we said before, we knew this was gonna be a close match going into it, and we're seeing that definitely come to fruition right now.
Georgia has held the lead from race 1, but up by 8 versus the peak of 36. And yeah, they are in very good Koopa Cape spots as well, having 4th through 7th. That should result in at least 2 of them, as many as 4, pulling a shroom here for this first shroom cut.
I know Luxatone is very strong on this track, as is all of UGA.
I think most people are. I feel like everybody's pretty solid at this track. This is kind of one of those
Yeah,
ones that, like, if you play comp for long enough, you gotta learn it.
yeah,
Which I think could be a slight disadvantage to them, to Georgia here. It maybe can't be as powerful as it could just because of how practiced everybody will be here.
definitely. But they are breaking right up into there. Someone getting slammed into the Goomba there. That's unfortunate. And we're gonna see who streams up here and who doesn't. Seeing a lot of people going around. Maybe not as many streams pulled as we think.
Does look like it's a Bama top 2 currently. Somebody just got sniped out of the air with a bomb. No idea
Yeah.
who.
Oh, and Luxatone getting the trail off on, I believe that was Sales. A 2-3 right now from UGA. Brad with a horn and one though, and defense behind it. That is such a good pull.
Yeah, especially because if Luxodon can't pull a shroom, Brad can pretty much just lock Luxodon out of first. If Bama pulls blue
Mhm.
as well, now he's free to try to slow horn Luxodon. There's tons of devastating slow horn spots on this track.
Definitely. And even if a blue comes, he has defense right after that, which is huge. Or he goes for the aggressive play, horning Luxatone out. But honestly,
I don't know where Luxodon went, but I think it had the effect anyway. That Luxodon gave him that space, and
mhm,
Brad's now got a pretty good gap in one. Spoon is behind him, but kind of the double-edged sword of this track of like if the other team get on the one, there's just no item sets anywhere that don't make you lose so much time. So Brad doesn't
definitely.
have that much to worry about.
Spoon keeping up with Brad right now. Probably hoping for some sort of more aggressive items. Pulling a red shell will do a bit of work, but not as much as he wants.
It's like the green broke on the Goomba there as well. Yeah, Brad kind of still keeping this gap. I think he is defenseless, but Spoon is also itemless. Doing everything
Yeah,
he can to try
Ray
to catch up.
streaming
Ray
up.
streaming up as well. Now having a red behind his teammate, a little bit stuck from that.
Looks
The
like,
red gets ghosted anyway, pulling both Ray and Spoon have horns. They can't really do anything with it.
oh, Ray hitting that Nana. That was a very well placed Nana. Looking like they're still 2-3-4. People dying back there potentially could be lag. It looks like UJ is securing a 2-3 here.
Destroying that back is pretty solid. That is definitely a green that would hit one of your teammates in like 8th.
Yeah,
Bama getting 4 through 7, 9 though, off the back,
that is
picking up
very
so many mid
solid.
spots. Bama's definitely going to be in the lead now. I didn't. It was an observation that I wanted to make after this race, because if UGA got a positive race, it would have made this theory a lot better. But with the exception of Koopa Cape just now, generally Georgia's been having their good races on some of the more common 6v6 tracks of like a lot more standard picks of like Wildwoods. I'm forgetting what race where race 2 and 3 were.
I know we
Rome
pulled
is a pretty common 6v6 track.
Rome
Maple Treeway maybe
and
isn't as common, but it was still their pick. And then Bama was getting good races on maybe more uncommon tracks of like a LA Laps. I definitely don't see much in 6v6. Moonview Highway as well is pretty rare. And then Koopa Cape went and messed up my whole theory. But Bama's now in the
yeah,
lead. They flipped it to be an 8-point lead now for Bama. We're now going to Athens Dash, which I know incredibly strong track for Georgia.
definitely. And
Home
I
home
know,
home field advantage as well. UTA
yeah,
being in Athens.
shout out. This is my one of my strongest tracks, and me and Dynamo tend to team up a lot for lands and such, and we have a little bit of a history, top tubing, so I'm expecting to see some sort of performance here, hopefully.
This is
Let's see.
probably, I would say this is, at least as far as I know of, this is probably the closest thing Georgia has to like an X Factor track of just one track that they're all just incredible at, in the way Bama
Definitely.
has with a couple tracks.
And we see Spoon taking the Nisk, Luxie trimming up into there. Yeah, look at the swarm. I mean, Bama's up here as well, but UGA
Jay's
already
got a few people
up here.
actually. Bama's got a few as well, and that trail as well is kind of scary, especially on such a blind turn. Spoon does hit a
Ooh,
nice trail on somebody from Bama. Blue already out. I think that's going for Jay.
yeah. Ooh, and the fired absolutely devastating.
That blue is gonna hit Jay, which is just great for Georgia as well.
Yeah, I think
Looks like
that
they've got
might
a
be a
top 4 now, yeah.
yeah. Oh, dude getting redded by something. Looks like we got
Brad is
oh,
shocked
Brad with
though.
a shock. Oh boy, that's gonna cause some mayhem.
They are definitely this spot coming up here is definitely a pretty common shock spot that I feel like UGA probably knows to worry about. But it doesn't matter if they
Mhm.
know it's a shock spot if there's nothing they can do about it. Like the most they could do is maybe Luxodon can keep this rang.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Oh,
there
and
it
there it
is.
is.
It is gonna get them into boxes, but honestly, that's probably better because I think that got all of Bama on glider. I don't know if that's a Bama
Yeah,
ghost or not. I
I think it
have to
is.
guess it probably yeah, it looks like it. That was a
Ooh,
ghost
the
for Bama.
bill hitting Ray. That's unfortunate. Jay getting hit out there.
Bama is
Looks
now up
like
in 1. They've got sales in 5. Has you gotta be careful with this red as well.
yeah,
Sales might be in 4 actually. Oh, that red it does go for Spoon. He's able to break it at least. Yeah, I see at least 2 but the Bama in the top 4, and I don't even know about 2 or 3 either.
yeah, that doesn't seem like that blue's gonna do
Yeah,
much,
blue hitting
but
people after the line. That shock pull. Yeah, Bama getting top 2 4, so it is a
yeah,
guaranteed positive race for them. I think it was 7, 10, 11 for the back, so it wasn't gonna be huge, but getting the momentum, I think especially on the track that I went in saying was a huge track for UGA, is really, really
definitely.
strong for Bama. They on the level of Georgia getting the plus 18 on Wildwoods.
Exactly, and yeah, without that shock, UGA was getting an absolutely huge race,
Oh,
so very,
absolutely,
very well
no.
played from them.
Incredible, incredibly good shot pull by Brad. And yeah, now Bama's now the one up by 20 on
Mhm.
race 8 now, I believe we're going into.
We're going to Sunshine Airport, yet another runner from Bama.
Everybody, I feel like everybody in this room on a pretty basic level, I feel like knows how to drive this track. And honestly, if you know how to drive it at a basic level, there's not much more you can do to get faster. Like as long as you know not to go inside of the plane or go wide for boxes, there aren't any like huge macro level ways you can get faster. So I think this will be interesting because I think item play is probably going to be what makes the difference here.
Definitely. We see Ray with the shroom already that item plane. I believe that's Luxatone also with someone dying there. Brad also having a shroom. So we're gonna see this top two kinda not necessarily break away, but definitely gain a bit of a lead due to those shrooms.
Yeah, someone had a red earlier. I think it probably is gone now, but it looked like Ray was streaming up in front of a Bama red, which looked a little scary.
Yeah.
It looks like Brad went wide for doubles there. He might just let Ray into 1 for a little bit. Or no, yeah, it looks like Brad got the first place doubles, so guaranteeing at least 1 defense.
Yeah, Ray
Ray is just
opting to
gonna
break that.
yeah, because now then Brad's got the coin in the second slide and he's back to having defense again.
Mm-hmm. Ray pulling yet
This
another red.
yeah, it definitely puts Brad into a better hand. I don't think there's any big opportunities for Ray to really get rid of it for a while. This is gonna be the chance he has.
Yep, and
He
hopefully
needs to
pulling
pull another
another
red
one.
here.
Ooh, the unfortunate banana. Maybe go for a banana snipe here on landing? No.
You might I don't know if he'll do it, but he may just have to go for the doubles, especially given Luxatone's in third.
Mm-hmm.
Between the two of you, you kind of just gotta wait for somebody to get double reds, and then you gotta let that person in a second. Because I don't think there's much Brad can, or there's not really much Ray can do to get rid of Brad right now, especially with a horn.
Yeah.
Maybe like speed diff with Teddy Buggy, but it's only a difference of I think a coin, and they both
The
have to have 10 by now.
fire in second in the pocket is really interesting, but honestly, I think if ooh, the
The
banana.
nano snipe though, that
That
barring
was
some
honestly very well played.
insane, yeah, absolutely. I think especially seeing the horn and Ray kind of slowly creeping up, that's absolutely the right decision by Brad, and getting a bomb afterwards too.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Dropping that bomb
and
tight. Doesn't look like it did get
oh,
Ray?
it did get
That
Ray,
looks like it
yeah, it
got
looks
Ray,
like
yeah.
just barely.
Ray got hit with something
Um,
again, I think, on the glider. Brad
looks like
could be vulnerable
Luxatone had
here
a
to a last
ghost
minute
in
red.
second. Brad just getting first with a very, very dominant run.
Oh, yeah, there was a Bama looks like was holding blue that entire time.
Yeah, that makes sense. 2-3-4 from UGA though,
5,
not
6 I think that was
not bad.
F5 and everything on for Bama, though, so I think it does end
Yes,
up being a slight gain for Bama, but the 2-3-4 definitely helps. It won't
for
be a very
sure.
big one.
Keeping it close as we go into the last Grand Prix.
I think Bama actually lost that race, it looks like by
Ooh,
yeah, I think Bama it
probably
was a
only 2 or
-2 for
4.
Bama, yeah, only a
Okay.
-2.
So not bad in the long run, but we see
Yeah, also
Bama
just kind
only
of
up by
stopping that momentum reclaim by Bama because I think they had gone something like plus 66 in like 4 or 5 races.
mhm, definitely. And there's the squeaky clean sprint pick again from UGA, using it as a bit of an anti-one, which I am a firm believer that it can definitely work for those spots, especially if it's one of their strongest tracks, which it is.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think also with Squeaky, there's just enough opportunities to do tech and stuff that it you can get away with it in a lot of places with how long of a track it is.
Definitely.
So we are going to
Um,
Neo Bowser City though, which is a pretty good track for first place. Especially with Brad being on Scooty and I think second place being a Teddy Buggy. This is going to be a little bit helpful early on. I don't think Teddy can get that Ultra Mini Turbo on one of these early turns as easily as Scooty can. So I think if Brad can get a breakaway here, he's really just got to survive this first single set, and he might just get another run for free.
definitely. Does pull green. It seems like Spoon shroomed up.
It was
Um,
immediate green snipe two on someone from Georgia. Very nice work there. And yeah, it looks like Georgia's now got a couple tops. Ray in fifth. That greens up does hit another Bama player. He's got another
yeah.
one.
Sales looking like he got bumped out a little bit. Yeah, ooh, Taka more likely getting trailed there. Sales and Brad both trying to contest these tops.
Yeah, realistically, no matter where throw that. Yeah, I was just about to say, no matter where Brad throws that green, he will hit somebody, and he did. I think
Mhm.
that knocked Ray out a
Yes.
little bit.
Ooh, that
Just kind
that
of
fire
everybody
was
is dying right now.
holy. Looking like Brad definitely gonna shroom up here. Probably can kill dude out with these
Yeah, dude is
greens.
surrounded on both sides by triple greens on Bama. This
Yeah,
is such a scary spot to be in.
I believe yep, there he goes.
There it is.
That is
Yep.
a GG's.
Yeah, Bama's now up in 3-4. Definitely starting to kind of claw back the tops a little bit. So I don't think the triple greens connect on Luxodon, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Oh,
This
that
Rang is
Ray.
really scary. You gotta shroom up as soon as possible. Just get some distance
Definitely.
from it.
Triple Nanas can't really do much work with those with in the spot that Brad is in right now because he's pretty spaced from the people in front of him and decently spaced from the people in back of him. Yeah, opting to get rid of those, I believe that's the right play there.
Chaining
And
doubles
pulls
getting
more.
another set as well. See, is gonna pass reform, which does that Rang could be good for knocking out some UGA behind him. A top two won't be a guaranteed win for Georgia, but if Bama gets some low spots as well, it will become a pretty good race for Georgia here. So
Yeah, it's
Brad
looking like
does probably
UGA.
have
Oh, and there's the blue. I believe they're holding blue. Oh,
that
oh,
bomb.
that bomb was that was a very good bomb. Getting Taka into third. Oh wow.
This now
Honestly,
becomes a
very
pretty
well
big
played.
race for Georgia. Yeah. Uh, Bama getting almost everything after definitely mutes how big of a race it is a little bit, but it is still going to be, I think,
A
around a
gain's a
plus.
gain.
Yeah, that's around a plus 8 to 12. I want to say it was. I think it was top three, 9, 10, 12, which is, I believe, plus 12. So Bama should only be up by 6. I
Definitely.
counted wrong. Bama is
Oh,
up by
well,
10.
it's okay. Just strike that from the VOD. It's fine. And
Everyone's gonna think less of me as a person now because I didn't know how many spots or how many points they got.
oh no.
I'm gonna have to retire after this stream.
Yeah, I think it's GG's.
And 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 when I quit this job, I can get a new job on a cruise ship because we're going to Daisy Cruiser now.
Well, it's okay. I think I also have to retire because I've just been informed that apparently I said it top two third. So, looks like I'll be
You
handing in
can't be
my
you
two
can't be
weeks as
doing
well.
that.
I
No,
know.
you can't be doing that. Yeah, Daisy Cruiser, another pretty standard runner. I think if you have people list like the three biggest runners in the game, I think most lists will contain Sunshine Airport, this, and probably Wario Stadium, which I
Uh,
could honestly
def-
also see us playing. But yeah,
I
Cruiser especially is almost pure item play.
oh yep, and there's the trail. Yeah, Bam or Brad was kind of playing with fire with being on Spoon like that. There's also not really much else you can do in that situation.
For sure. I think lap one, you can take the risk of challenging that trail, even if it's more than likely going to go bad.
Mhm.
Ray in a pretty scary spot as well. Drafting up into one, having Horn behind the green as well. Very, very good. I think, yeah, looks like Sales is in 2. He could force his horn out, which definitely makes Ray's life a little bit harder.
Yeah, Ray. Oh, so yeah, sail. Oh, and yep, there's the green. Oh, but never mind, it was lag. We love Nintendo servers. So Sales in first right now. Ray on
Just
his tail
sniping
with a
both of those
horn.
boxes as well. Sales gonna have to go. Sales thing, top path. Lag is definitely not Ray's friend currently. Hitting the wall as well, giving Sales just that little bit of a gap. With 1 lap left, this might just be everything Sales needs to pull the win off, unless Blue comes out, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Sales
giving
is
giving
probably
Ray
going to
that.
have to just take it.
Yeah, giving Ray that perfect opportunity to just break away and into first.
Yeah, and having a red right behind it, too. Just such a nice pull. Does look
That
like it's a
Nana.
Georgia top 2 right now, maybe a top 3.
Yeah, looking like some Bama presence in the back.
Yeah, we see
Oh, and
Spoon and 2
he
here
can.
with the bomb.
Yeah, he can definitely. Oh,
Never
never mind.
mind. Spoon with a coin. But
Unfortunate
it looks like
ghost.
it is still going to be a Georgia top 2, maybe top 3.
Yeah, I believe that's dude in third right there.
It
It
does look,
does look
yeah,
like they're
I see
getting
some red
last
in a
though.
Tanuki. Yeah. A lot of Bama up. Yeah.
Yeah, bot free.
Almost identical to last race. Yeah, top 3, bottom 3 from
A
Georgia.
Bama sandwich, if you will.
Believe that is I think plus. That's around like another like small gain for Georgia. But
Probably
they're only
only a
down
+2
10
or a +4.
before this game. Yeah, they're now only down by 6 points. If they get plus fours in next few races, they will just win the match.
Definitely. And here's the squeaky clean sprint pick yet again. Will they get it? This is, third time's the charm.
A coconut mall pick right now for Bama would be so incredibly good. I think with 4th through ninth, I believe ninth place you're guaranteed to pull a shroom. And 4th through 8th, you're all incredibly likely to as well. And I think it is going to be mall. That's going to
And
be squeaky clean
squeaky
sprint.
clean sprint. If only it was Luxatone's pick, brushing your teeth at a LAN. Shout out Luxatone. He'll find home in the bathroom here.
Dental hygiene is very important.
This is
So
true.
we appreciate Luxatone for brushing his teeth.
Yeah, can confirm I was there.
Especially Ray starting in 1 as well and Squeaky. There's going to be a pretty short amount of time that Bam had. That's the time they needed to just get him out of 1. And Spoon missing the top half of the sponges as well. All of a sudden, Ray in
Yeah,
12. Suddenly, it's not nearly as scary for Bama.
definitely. Uh, Brad just getting Luxatone out of there. Teeth brushing diff does not hold. Looks like Taka's
Triple
up
greens
there
from
with those
Taka right
triple
behind him,
greens.
though, is so scary. Jet's got triple
Jet
greens of
also
his own
having
as
greens.
well.
Holy
Now it's a Bama
greens.
top 3 now, it looks like.
Something like that. Looks like someone from UGA is definitely falling back.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bama's got
Oh,
tops, yeah. Immediate red from Brad. Turn needs to
yeah.
go 1-3 still for Bama.
Dynamo up here. Ooh, the high trick is unfortunate, but I think Brad has enough space that where it doesn't matter too much. I do see Ray up here again on the mini map, but
Trail here could be really scary, so Brad is going to have to be really careful. Not with the
yep,
horn,
just
though.
instantly horning out. That is
Definitely the
definitely a
correct
good
play.
play from
Even if
Brad.
Brad dies for it, you can give Jay more of a break in 1. If
Mm-hmm.
you can ever get somebody to a point where they just have to drive forward, that is always perfect.
Definitely.
Yeah, Ray is up here, but now Brad's got double reds too, and
Ooh, that
Ray
trail.
is
Looking like
still, I think,
Taka and
one
Ray are up
four
here.
five for Bama. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of split in the back a little bit. Looks like dude is gonna get redded out here right after the item set on the glider.
Can definitely. Oh, opting to back it could also work well in the tunnel. Yeah, right here in second with a horn. If he can get close enough to Jay,
There
yep,
it
and
is. Yep.
there he goes. Those
Line
squeaky
was
pops
suffered a
coming in
little
handy.
bit for it, but I think it would definitely the right play.
Definitely.
This is not a secure
'Cause-
one by any means. There's still, I mean, a star could happen, a shock, blue. It does look like a lot of
Yeah,
Bama is still behind him. I don't know if this is going to be the huge race for Georgia that maybe I would have thought it is.
yeah, backing that in a tight is very good play from Ray. Getting that first, which is huge. Will more than likely gonna be a gain. I think Bama's getting last. One
Two three
four
five
six.
seven, 2357 might end up being a slight Bama race, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be
Could
big,
even
but
be
I
a
think
tie.
it was 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 12. I think that was +2 Georgia. Yeah, so Bama's now got a 4-point lead going into the final race.
This is this is extremely close.
It this is it can barely be any closer than this. I think this is mathematically the third closest it can be
Yeah,
going into this final race. I think it's either going to be Rainbow Road 7 or Amsterdam Drift. I think we saw, I want to say Bama pick Amsterdam earlier, and they are going to get it as well. So Georgia is on the back foot right now going into this final race. They need a positive race here. They just there are less worlds where they win just
Mm.
because of that. Bama just got their track as well.
W- What
They
if
just have to hang on.
what if they tied? That would
If
be
they if they tie and we go into a tiebreaker GP, oh my gosh.
that would be absolute cinema, I'd have to say, but let's just see what happens for now.
Yeah, because Georgia does still have the momentum, even though Bama is still in the lead. I don't think they've had a positive race in like 4 or 5 races. Especially, it
Yeah,
doesn't look like they actually were able to red Ray out at the start. Brad might have hit a
yeah.
shroom, it looks like.
Looking like Brad drafted up here, Ray just opting to just get those coins up. Though it does give Brad some time to get into one and establish that trail to assert dominance.
Yeah, the trail is a little scary. There is kind of only one line you take here.
Ooh,
Does
but Ray getting
immediately
off the
trail there,
trail
yeah.
instead.
And with max coins too. I think Sales is behind him in 2.
Yeah. Looking like Taka, I think also. Oh, the
The
bomb. Oh,
oh,
oh my god.
whoa. I don't even know who that hit.
Yeah, me neither. I thought Ray was dead.
I
But
am shocked. Yeah, trying to back that greenery thing is a little scary here. It does look
mhm,
like I see a little bit of M in the back. I think it's Georgia top 2 right now, maybe a
something like
top
that.
3.
Ray definitely does have a bit of a not too much of a break, but definitely a lead. But
No, for sure. Yeah, I
Amsterdam
know.
Amsterdam can definitely get a shock and definitely a blue.
Yeah, if shock is coming, it is probably happening within the next 15 seconds.
Mhm. We
Seeing
see,
Brad up here in 6. We're seeing Bama in 4 through
yeah,
7 or 4 through 6. Okay.
prime mid pack
Looks like
here.
Brad going to Ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
ooh,
lot
bumping
of
a
mid
little
pack for
bit.
Bama.
Luxy getting build out. Yeah, this is a lot of mid pack.
They got to
This is
find a way
very
to
good for
crack into
them.
the top 3 now.
Oh, the triple
Triple
red's the
so
only
late.
teammates in front of him.
Spoon
Oh, the
did fall to
back.
fourth, it looks
Oh,
like.
he did
Spoon did fall to
did
fourth.
get him.
I think Bama's in 12 though. I think Bama
I
being in
think,
12th.
yeah,
I think
usually a
yeah,
top three, they take those.
Georgia takes it absolutely.
What a
It
holy
is
match.
to the wire in the absolute like closest sense of the word. But I think Georgia will end up taking it and clinch the final spot in D2 playoffs, but only
This is
just. But still, yeah, by just 10 points. I
this
mean,
was
a win
insane
is a
for them
win.
because they started the season like I think they started the season with like the first 4 matches they had no wins. I think they were 0 for 4 or something along those lines for their first matches, and now we see them just they found their momentum.
Yeah, no, I know. And part of this was a little bit schedule. Like Georgia did have one of the scariest schedules in D2 just when I was looking at it
Mhm.
initially. This final week was going to be, if they were going to make a miracle happen anywhere, it would have been here. And part of that was, getting a win against Tennessee as well, who I think up until that match had been undefeated. Pulling off a win on Tennessee is what made this even possible for them in the first place. And then
Definitely.
just snagging a win here when there's just barely as well, being down for so much of
10
that match
points.
after such a strong start.
Yeah, honestly, shoutouts to Bama, shoutouts to UGA all around. Insane match. These 2 teams have a lot of history, and I also know that they're all pretty good friends. So just seeing this come together is really cool to see, and also just
Absolutely, yeah. This was one of the single closest primetime matches I think we've had as well. And congratulations to Bama as well for placing
mhm.
6th in D2 and 12th overall in CKL, which I believe is a like lifetime high placement for that team as well.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah, no, very good
And
work for them. We will probably have somebody from Georgia here for an interview
oh, I
very
would
soon.
love that.
Let's see.
Here I can ask. Did someone ask already?
We are checking. Uh, I believe we will probably have somebody from Georgia. If they're celebrating the win, honestly, understandable. I would be too. But we will know in about a minute, and we will figure it out based on that.
Okay, it looks like we're getting Ray.
All right,
Yeah,
we will
Ray.
have Ray coming in just a second.
I will drag. Oh, never mind. Hello.
Oh.
How are you guys feeling? You know,
Oh my dude, my heart.
very much comeback victory at the last second.
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh. That was way too. That took like 3 years off my life. That was way more stressful than it needed to be.
Yeah, that maple tree race where you tried to clip that and then
Oh yeah,
that
I might. Yeah,
Amsterdam bomb.
I saw like 15 greens getting thrown at me, so I'm like, I should probably look back to make sure that I don't die. And then I kind of fucked up my line and somehow didn't die.
Yeah, bro, I thought you were gone.
Yeah, shout out to Wisp for clipping that, because as y'all saw, I did not have room on my Switch for that. But
Yeah, we were like, don't worry, we'll get that clip.
That was absolutely an incredible moment to watch. I mean, how are you guys feeling now? You know, going into playoffs.
I
Been here
mean,
before. Saw the same thing happen in fall.
yeah,
what's the
we're
vibe
excited.
right now?
We're just glad to be here. I mean, as most of y'all probably know, we had a pretty rough start to our season, but being able to finish 4-0 in our last 4 matches, hoping we can carry the momentum into playoffs. Not sure exactly who we're playing yet. I think it's supposed to be NIU maybe, but yeah. Anyways, I'm just glad that that was a close match. Also, Bama, I love all of the people at Bama. They're awesome people, great friends. We always have good matches with them. I'm just glad that we got to put on a show for everyone today, because that might have been stressful for us, but I'm sure it was really fun for y'all.
Yeah, that was certainly a show, you could call it. But definitely a really
also,
cool match.
I have to ask, was my POV on the screen when I drove off the track at the end of Koopa Cape?
I don't believe it was.
Okay, good.
I did.
Okay,
I saw you die on the mini map, and I was wondering what happened, but
I just line failed and drove off the track, and I was really hoping that didn't get shown. Now everyone knows it happened, but none of y'all get to see it.
Yeah,
so.
nice one. Oh. Well, I can go back and look on your stream and find it if we really.
Oh yeah, I guess you can. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to put that out for people to see, I guess you can do that.
Material?
It's not that. I mean, I'm sure we have plenty of clips of each other at this point. It can't be that bad.
Yeah, I am not fully sure yet. Just kind of doing some mental math just now, but I believe you will more than likely be playing UNI Panthers.
Okay.
In your
UNI's okay. Yeah, because I'm assuming Tennessee. I haven't been paying attention. I'm assuming they won at least one of their matches, right?
Yeah, Tennessee. I believe both Tennessee and Arizona State have won their conferences, as is UCSD, which means that UNI will end as the 4th seed and you guys end as the 5th. So you guys will be playing each other in quarterfinals, best of 3, very soon.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Good job, guys. I am
crossing my fingers for a no 5v6 this time.
Oh god, I remember watching that. That was, I mean, I was the one. Yeah, last season, during guys played Virginia Tech.
It was Virginia
right?
Tech, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Shout
a
out
5v6 versus Virginia Tech in playoffs, and UGA dude had fallen asleep at his desk, and I was the one calling him the whole match.
We don't have to call dude out. Dude is awesome. Dude's my goat.
He is pretty awesome, but that was an experience.
Okay.
But I I believe in your guys. You guys always, I mean, as we saw with your very rough start, but you guys always manage to get your foot in the door and then just
But yeah, I mean,
ascend from
yeah,
there.
like you said, now that we're in, anything's possible. So hopefully we can go on a run.
Yeah. I
Alright.
definitely believe in you guys.
Okay, I think that is probably going to be about it from us tonight. Thank you for joining us for this final prime time of the regular season. Thank you so much, Ray, for coming on to be interviewed by us.
Yes, my goat.
And thank you, Angle, as well, for being behind the scenes, our stream host, the only reason any of this tonight was possible. That will be it from us at CKL, and have a great night.
Good night.
Good night.